It's the easiest kill Chucky's ever had to do in his entire life. He just had to show up. That's it. What's poppin' YouTube? We back with another video, man. Hope you guys are doing good. We're back in the retro theater today because we're watching none other than Child's Play 3. We're going to be going over Mr. Colonel Cochrane's character. This is the second weakest dude in the entire Chucky franchise universe, alright? If you enjoy this type of content in VR, feel free to hit that subscribe button. We do everything in VR. We get lit and turn up and have a good time. And I need everybody to smash that like button if you're rocking with this video. We're going to get into how Mr. Colonel Cochrane could have easily survived in this movie and how he could have been stronger and not so weak. Now, before we get into Mr. Colonel Cochrane here, we got to take a little trip back to memory lane on some stuff he said to Andy when Andy first arrived at Kent Military School. So let's get straight into this, man.
I see that for the past 8 years you've been in one foster.
So this is the first introduction we get of Mr. Colonel Cochrane here, and just pay close attention to the conversation he has with Andy real fast.
Home after another. Mind if I ask why?
They took me away from my mother. She's under special care.
I know that. I meant, how come you never got settled anywhere?
Adjustment problems.
I can read, Barclay.
You see, this nigga has an attitude for no reason. A whole attitude. You bastard.
I'm willing to cut you some slack because you've had it so rough. But you're a troublemaker. And I got a real problem with troublemakers. They don't fit into the system. Grow up. You're not a kid anymore. It's time to forget these fantasies of killer dolls.
Says the person that's never actually seen a killer doll in real life. All right, so number one, we get this first introduction of this bastard and we hate him off rip. No one is going to disrespect Andy Barclay like this. We will not tolerate Andy Barclay slander. This nigga's a POS off rip, talking about some grow up, put away these crazy fantasies of killer dolls, and him being a troublemaker. How's he a troublemaker, bro? He's a troublemaker because this killer doll fucked up his entire life and everywhere else he went after that. This nigga's reading some bullshit crap about Andy and he's automatically believing it. So he never gave Andy the benefit of the doubt of anything. He was just a POS from the jump. Now let's fast forward to his demise. Now, Rip, look how he's approaching his office. Talking about Andy, grow up. When you were a child, you thought I was a child, but when you became a man, you put away childish desires and childish ways of thinking. But you look terrified walking into your own office, Mr. Colonel Cochrane. That's tragic. You're approaching this hoe with caution. My guy's petrified. Look how scared he looks.
What the hell?
I like to be hugged.
Look how terrified Mr. Booger got, man. He got a whole booger in his nose. They didn't even let this dummy know. But besides the booger that's going on in his nose, all right, we see the back caves. This nigga got petrified. Mr. Turkey Neck just got mad petrified, bro. Why would you toss it in this garbage can? Why wouldn't you grab this nigga and put him back outside in the other garbage can? That don't even make no type of sense. Now, I'm out of there. All right. At this exact moment, I'm recapping of all the bullcrap I said to Andy about killer dolls. I'm out of there at this exact moment. I don't care how people feel, what they think. I threw this little doll in the trash can. 1 second later, I heard a thud. Turn around, this nigga was no longer in the trash can. He completely disappeared. I was the only nigga in there. But yet, he still stays around being curious. Now, we already see he's petrified. And he got the nerve to going on Andy talking about childish behaviors. Nigga, you're acting as a child. I don't care if you just put this doll in the trash can or not and he disappeared. You shouldn't be acting like a punk and being this scared. All right, because you're a hypocrite. Like, he's really scanning the whole entire area. Now, where Chucky had that big old combat Rambo knife that he took from Colonel Sheldon, I don't know where he had it. I think he had it in his front pocket, but that knife is way too big. So people picking him up should have easily felt it or seen it. It wouldn't have been able to stick in that little pocket like that. But as Chucky jumps out and scares him to death, literally scares him to death, and he talked all that crap about Andy. This nigga's about to have a whole stage 162 heart attack. Let's go ahead and watch his demise before we recap.
Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
It's the easiest kill Chucky's ever had to do in his entire life. He just had to show up. That's it. And just like that, look, he's out of here. Nigga had a stage 99,000 heart attack. Instant death. All Chucky had to do was pop out. And he's out of there. This is the second weakest dude in this entire Chucky franchise, bro. How he could have survived this? He could have survived this by believing Andy and not being a dick to him. Alright, he was a total douche. He should have put away these childish desires and thought as a man. Because if he thought as a man in this situation, he'd still be alive. He would have beat the hell out of Chucky. But since he had a kiddish, childish mindset, and he was a hypocrite, and he was a POS being extra mean to Andy for no reason, Chucky couldn't tolerate that. He's like, look, I heard the conversation. I don't know how Chucky heard the conversation, but he heard the conversation when Andy first got there, and he wasn't going to have that. Chucky may be the antagonist, but he's only the antagonist when it comes down to Andy. Anybody else he's killing, he's protagonist most of the time because these dudes end up being total douchebags. All right? You got to be fucking kidding me, Colonel. You got to be kidding me. You're dead from a heart attack from the sheer sight of Chucky? From the sheer sight, you had a heart attack and checked out. That's crazy to me. What y'all think, man? Do y'all think this fool could have survived in this situation? I mean, like, Chucky didn't do much. He just popped out. That was it. Let me know y'all thoughts in the comments, man. Leave a comment down below. Let me know how you feel about Mr. Colonel Cochrane here. His attitude, could he have survived in all of the above? Because at the end of the day, y'all know I'm not tripping. It's impossible. This nigga's tripping beyond belief and measure. And he's having a first-class conversation with God right now as we speak. And that's tragic.